Now we come to another legend in town, Joe Condidorio. Now when this got filtered around that Joe was going to be inducted, I said to him in the barbershop one day, which we attend very often, whether we need a haircut or not. I don't even know why Joe goes in there, but he goes in there. And I said, Joe, this is going to be funny. I said, you need a bus to get your whole family here? He goes, you know, you're probably right. So about 3 weeks later, he came back in, he looks at me and goes, hey, Rogers. I said, what? He goes, get 2 buses. All right, this is a little different take on the write-up here, but we've got one for Joe. The big crowd at the field behind the high school went wild as LeRoy's students pushed a full-size gallows with a 6-foot uniform Blue Devil replica of Batavia's famous Don Bossler hung in effigy. Bossler would later be first-team All-American at the University of Miami and played for years for the Redskins. Not to be outdone, the Batavia students next pushed their own gallows onto the field, hanging a full-size red and black replica of our multi-purpose star Joe Condidorio. Thus began one of the most exciting games and duels in LeRoy history. Now, I don't know if anybody was there, but that's a hell of a story, one way or the other. Joe Condidorio, who he's had all season, was all over the field, making tackles after tackle, carrying the ball for good yardage. It was in this game that he cemented his reputation as one of the most fearless and ferocious tacklers to wear the red and black. Despite the yardage gained by Joe, a 60-yard touchdown by Romy Lechnick and a fourth-quarter score by John Eppolito, Batavia won at the end of the game with an 80-yard run by All-American Bossler. Final was 27-20. Didn't want to end on a bad note there, but that's what happened. Joe Condidorio played football with such intensity and heart that he seemed to be on every play. Jim Perrone, the famous math teacher who used to beat the out of all of us all the time for nothing else to do, in his baritone public address announcement said his name so much during the games that the whole groups of kids would leave the stadium trying to imitate Perrone's rhythmic Condidorio. And if you ever were in Perrone's room, that's what he sounded like. He was a great two-way player. Joe was a guard on the first modern basketball team playing in a brand new gym. His starting team consisted of Jack Bradbury, Jack Strobel, Senator John Jenner, and a guy named Nibbles Ridgey. Only in LeRoy can have somebody's named Nibbles. The truly excellent team was a pleasure to watch and gave LeRoyans a sense of payback when they defeated the Batavia Blue Devils and Bossler, and they got him on the basketball floor. They were denied entry into the sectionals in a controversial overtime game in Medina. There was a crucial call in the overtime against Jack Strobel. And here it goes. Jack's brother Harry, better known as Wild Harry Strobel, charged down to the court in protest, was restrained and escorted for the gym. They were off the field. They lost 61-59, but fans who were there feel freely that they were robbed that day. Now, any of you people know when Harry Strobel opened his restaurant down there in East Main Street, and he told everybody he was going to jump out of an airplane and land in the parking lot, landed in Hamlin Beach State Park instead, but it was a great effort. Joe's devoted to his wife, Florence, as evidenced by the 10 children that they had together. 9 of them were outstanding school athletes, and one of them became a Karokian cop, and he's here today, too. It's my pleasure and my honor to welcome all the Condidorios and their busloads of people, to welcome Joe Condidorio as an all-time Hall of Famer. Joe.
It's an awful tough act to follow. I'm honored to be inducted into the LeRoy Hall of Fame. I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for all the time they spent putting this program together and for their excellent judgment in the selection process. I wish to thank them for bestowing this honor on me and to congratulate my fellow inductees. Back in my days, we didn't have organized sports programs. We gathered at the playgrounds and made up our own rules. The LeRoy Sports Programs has excelled for 100+ years and produced many great athletes. Credit must be given to the LeRoyans who volunteered their time, knowledge, in coaching and mentoring our young athletes. While the coaches emphasize winning as we advance in age, they also assure us that competing with one another would forge bonds that last a lifetime. And I certainly had plenty of those. I'd like to acknowledge the passage of Title IX, which has afforded the opportunity to our daughters and theirs not just to thrive, but to shine on the big stage. To my beloved who has kept me young and active, I love you, Florence. Oh, by the way, I finished my honeydew list before we left home. So thank you again for the recognition and honor. May God's blessing be with you.